Broads Media.
That was the worst baseball game of all time. I am so pissed off. It's unbelievable. But I'm actually so mad and so angry that I'm not even I don't even know if I'm at the point where I'm screaming, where I lose my cool. I'm so far past that it's in unfathomable territory. I'm walking and talking in a fog. I can't even comprehend that this is real life. That was the worst baseball game I've ever watched in my life. They broke me. I'm fractured. This whole we thrive when we get punched in the face thing, fuck you. Fuck you. Prove it to me. That's my response. I'll wait. I'm not saying it's impossible to win a game with Zach Wheeler on the mound, but man, what do you do when you go to the bullpen? Who are you going to call on? Because these guys have been driven into the ground. What's left? What do they have left? Rob Thompson pulled Christopher Sanchez way too early. The second inning made me hate the rest of the game. It started in the second inning. Alec Boehm pulls Bryce Harper off the bag. Christopher Sanchez forgets how many outs there are. Dude, it's the NLCS. Let me say that one more time. It's the NLCS. We're forgetting outs? Okay. Dude. Forgetting outs? We're forgetting outs. Okay. JT Realmuto misses the ball behind the plate. It's the NLCS. Okay. That's how the second inning's going to go. What a joke. And before that, I have to deal with Trey Turner getting picked off trying to steal. And JT Realmuto getting robbed out in left field. I don't know if the ball was going over the wall or not. Maybe he hit off the top of the wall and it could have been a double. I don't know. But why does it feel like all the time, all I see is the most ridiculous defensive plays by the other team in the postseason? Whether it's McCormick, whether it's Kyle Schwarber, Roper one down the first base line, and that gets stabbed, it's nonstop. It's every fucking game. It's every game. Every game. But Craig Kimbrell, you let your team down today? And I said on Twitter that everyone has a free pass tonight, and I stand by that. Today's the day all irrational takes are on the table. Who am I? Who am I to keep it in check? Who am I to say everybody breathe and relax? Don't. Once again, Zach Wheeler's a dog, and he's a different type of beast. But I'm sorry, no disrespect to Zach Wheeler and what he can do. It's because of everybody else that wears a Philadelphia Phillies uniform that, unfortunately for you, I have to take a step back and say, sorry, I need to see it first. Things change quickly. They do. So for as down bad as we feel right now, you win on Saturday night. You go home with a chance to close it on Monday night in Game 6. Yeah, I'm sure we'll feel confident. Until then, I don't. This was a disgrace. One of the worst baseball games ever that I've ever seen. And there have been some ugly ones. There was one that was 1-0. There's been some bad ones. There's been some great Phillies teams especially towards the back end of the Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard era, that did not win a championship. And there have been some heartbreaking losses. I don't remember a feeling like this, though. Unprepared to start the game. In the NLCS, by the way, you burned Hoffman early. I'm not telling you that Christopher Sanchez had filthy stuff, because he didn't, and he wasn't thinking the game, and that can't happen, especially when you're a role guy who's getting put in a big position. And I actually give Rob a ton of credit. I thought he'd go to the veteran Taijuan Walker. And guess what? You might be seeing a Taijuan or a Lorenzen. It's pretty ridiculous that you got guys on your roster that you can't even use. And it's right to not go to Lorenzen and them because they blow. But what are they doing here? And now you're in a big-time predicament because Craig Kimbrell can't be put in big situations. Kirkering can't be put in big situations. And especially now that you're burning them. Dude. Hey, Wheeler, we got to ask you to be Superman. We got to ask you to be the world's greatest superhero in the history of sports tomorrow because your manager has pissed himself. So, speaking of Sanchez, he did not have his changeup whatsoever. He threw 19 of his 22 sinkers and sliders for strikes, but only 4 of his 15 changeups for strikes. There was not a swing and a miss at a single pitch. So by no means am I claiming that Christopher Sanchez was dialed in and in his bag. He was grinding a tad. But you brought in Hoffman and that run scored anyway. You go down 2-0. What happened? If you brought in Hoffman, you shut the door. Very tough spot for him to be in. But that felt like a panic move, didn't it? You know when Jose Alvarado sometimes comes in the 6th or he comes in the 7th where there's bases loaded, 1 out, and it's like, all right, this is the high leverage spot. We go to our high leverage guy. Now, obviously, Hoffman isn't that level of a force, but I think that is an early stage of something similar where Rob's pushing a panic button. He's like, all right, we got to try and save this game right now. Well, guess what? You screwed yourself later on. You really did. And I thought this offense left a lot of meat on the bones. That 6th inning. You got a kid on the mound for Arizona that was throwing a tantrum. He looked 6 years old, bothered by everything. He was way overmatched with the emotions. I am too right now, apparently, but I don't have to be in check, all right? I'm not on the mound throwing the baseball. You get all these walks. This is after Schwarber and Marsh tie it. Both lefty-lefty, by the way. Bang, 2-2. 6th inning rolls around. Schwarber walks. Turner walks. Harper walks. Boom. The luckiest man on planet Earth, Alec Bohm. That shouldn't have scored crap. And then the terrible base running, whatever that slide was at second base, dumb, stupid, bad baseball. Alec Bohm has been pathetic. Pathetic. And now I think it's starting to bleed into the defense. Now he's taking his at-bats to the field. Hey, JT. He's swinging at things that are even worse. Wait for it. Than Nick swinging at things off the plate. Can you believe that? That's a real statement. And there's truth to it. I'm not making anything up. That's real. JT is swinging at pitches that are so off the plate, I can't even stand it. I can't stand it. I don't know how. Only getting 2 runs there was a disaster. Hey, take what you can get, right? At least you have the lead. Nope. No, not take what you can get. The fact you have to rely on a Rojas triple and he gets in on a sac fly. And the broadcast, my God, does the broadcast suck? Suck. They made it seem like he left early. This was a Diamondbacks broadcast. I swear to God. Like, I had to watch it on mute. And I can't stand watching things on mute. I think it's one of the worst things about sports is when you're at a bar and you're watching out in public and you can't hear anything on the TV. You lose the value of the fans, the moment, how big it is. Well, I'm hearing these lunatics who suck at their job go, oh, did he leave early? I'm sitting over there going, oh, he must have left early because there was no play at the plate. He couldn't have left even later than he did. Who are you rooting for? That's like 15th on my list of things that actually matter tonight. Craig sucked. Kirkeren sucked. But you didn't have any other options to go to. That's the problem. You don't have any other options to go to because you're just churning through guys. I got to say, man, and I'm a big fan of baseball, obviously. All right, I love it to death. Bullpen games suck. That viewing experience blew. Every 4 batters were going to them. Going back to commercial. Up, here's the managers walking back. Oh, wait, hold on. Nope, this isn't a pitching change. This is just a mound visit where the pitching coach, here comes Caleb Cotham. Like, Jesus Christ, this is not fun. This game sucks. Did I mention this is the worst game I've ever watched in my life? I hate it. I would never in a million years live through that and have my biggest rivals in the world, my enemies. I would never put them through that. That 9th inning was fun, wasn't it? Did you like those 2 balls for strikes for Brandon Marsh? Think about this. The league in the, what is this again? Oh, that's right, the Nlcs. Yeah, that's right. Where the Phillies didn't come prepared to play in the 2nd inning. They forgot how many outs they needed. They forgot how many outs they needed. I don't think I'll ever recover from that. I'm dead ass serious. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I'll never forget this. For the rest of my life, for the rest of my existence, I'll be 62. God, please, get me to 62. If I have to watch this baseball team for the rest of my life, I might be done at 48. All right? God bless. God bless anyone that sits through. Right now, I'm 28. So that's 20 more years. I don't know if I can handle it. Trash game of baseball today from your Phillies. If I make it to my 60s, I swear to God, I will always reflect back to this game. And you know what sucks about this? My wife has sat down with me every single playoff game to this point and has watched every game with me and has been involved and invested in the game. And she is a sports fan, but not like us. She likes basketball the most. She enjoys going to Sixers games a lot. She watches the Eagles games with me, but normally on Sunday, 1 o'clock, she'll fall asleep with the fall candle going. We'll make buffalo chicken dip. She'll snooze a little bit with the pup, right? Just like a typical Sunday. And look, I'm smiling, thinking about my wife doing that, enjoying her Sunday, relaxing, getting ready for Monday. There you go. Yeah, a little smile on my face, right? Soon there'll be a baby girl running around. Maybe that'll take me away from all of this misery I put myself through by choice. I don't have to do this. For some reason, I choose to do this. And now my buddy from Arizona, who I've mentioned every single podcast at this point, he's got the ball in his hands, and he's going for a ride, and I really don't have anything to even rebuttal with. He's sending me pictures of the Snakes Alive picture, all right, that stupid, what is that, Times New Roman 12 font that everybody had. He's texting me, I got no rebuttal. All I said is there's a long way to go. Congrats on fighting back. His response, I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. Whoa. And I said, yeah, well, I got nothing to say to that, dude. I said, weird. Long way to go. Looks even to me, he says. Yeah, I said, looks even to me, too. He sends back, woo! I remember when I was riding the high of good baseball. Oh, my God. What a joke. But getting back to my point, like, I've been watching the games with my wife. She's been getting involved in asking me questions. Okay, why this pitcher? Why that pitcher? Why that pitch? And like, I'm having a bunch of fun with that. And then they ruin it. Because why would it be good? Why couldn't I have that? And embrace a run together with pure joy? No, instead, my dog's curled up in a ball crying because of the things I'm saying to the television, which I won't repeat. All right? My bookie. You know I love my bookie. Everybody loves my bookie. I love my bookie 10,000 times more than I love the Philadelphia Phillies right now. And when your money's on the line, choose a trusted sports book that gives you tools to win like my bookie does. At my bookie, it doesn't matter if your team is up or down, or you can easily, you can easily cash out or bet the game live to come out on the winning side. Use my bookie for daily odds boosts, same game parlays, and take advantage of the huge prize pool contest. I'm going to start this whole read over because apparently I don't know how to speak, but that's what happens when the blood pressure starts to rise. I get a little shaky and my brain doesn't work as well, so okay, how about this? At my bookie, it doesn't matter if your team is up or down. You can easily cash out or bet the game live to come out on the winning side. Use my bookie for daily odds boost, same game parlays, and take advantage of huge prize pool contests. Plus, my bookie has a no strings attached cash bonus that lets you deposit and withdraw quickly. Just use promo code BRODES on your first deposit and you receive up to $200 in cash. That's promo code BRODES to claim your cash deposit bonus now. Plus, you have the MyBookie money bag where you can grab a potential Super Bowl frontrunner at long shot odds like plus 38,000 on Eagles Chiefs. You won't find odds like that anywhere else. So bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only at MyBookie. Check out their link down below in the description. Once again, promo code BRODES. Sign up and, join the MyBookie family for sure. How about Cave in the ninth inning? Do you like ball one for strike one? Was that fun too? And Trey Turner, after Kyle Schwarber's double, got blown away by 92-93. Trey. Really? Trey's been hot, right? He's been a good bat for you. He's been on base. He made a good defensive play today to get the out at second base, which was very important. Blown away by 92. Blown away by 93. Really? Right down the heart of the plate? That needs to be driven. That had to be gone. Those were very hittable pitches. Could have been a two-run shot. And then I don't know what would have happened in the ninth. Could you imagine a world where that game went to extra innings and Taijuan Walker and Michael Lorenzen are the ones that have the ball in their hands to solidify a W? Oh, my God. I would have had a heart attack. So maybe it was best to not have to sit through that experience. I'm surprised I didn't have one then watching it. It was that detrimental to my life. I know I'm not the only one. That's why I'm giving everybody a free pass on irrational takes. Today's an irrational take day. There's no fighting back on it. However you feel, you feel. You're allowed to have a wide range, and normally you're allowed to have a wide range, but sometimes I like to keep the objectivity involved. Not tonight. Nope, it's Friday night. You ruined my entire weekend. You have to play again tomorrow. That game took forever. So many pitching. You ruined everything. You ruined everything. You ruined all the good mojo. And once again, I want to be very clear. You win on Saturday, and I'm right back there, all right? But you put me in a corner where now you have to prove it to me. I'm not giving you that, all right, what have you done all year thing? All right, Nick Castellanos said it when they get punched in the face. Well, we counted them, not we in the collective sense, but ultimately, when they lost Game 3 against Atlanta, there was a reaction that we were nervous, and they said, hold on a second, we do very well when we get punched. And I don't think Game 3 in this series was necessarily a punch in the face. I thought that was a game that you lost in the playoffs. There's a difference. There's the gut punch, and there's the one where your ball sacks in your stomach, and you got a full-on knee to the junk, and you can't move for minutes and minutes while you're grasping gasping for air. And then there's, hey, we lost a baseball game. Game 3 was, hey, we lost a baseball game. This team says they do well when things go really, really wrong. Well, this is one of those for sure. Maybe you do. I don't know if it's ever been this low, though. It's been low. There's been tragic losses. Then there's this. And if they fail, this could go down as one of the most historic, pathetic series in Phillies baseball history. That's how low this is. So if you do have the mental makeup that you claim you have, go win on Saturday and then close it out in 6. I ain't playing no games with this thing going 7. If you are the team that you say that you are, fine. Let's see it tomorrow night. It's crazy. They didn't even deserve the respect of the Phillies cap today. If you've noticed, I've been going Phillies cap pretty heavy. I switched between the maroon and I switched between the red 47 cap that the Phillies sent me last year when the season was at the postseason starting. They might have sent some Red October stuff over to the Fanatic and had a box and it had the stuff on it and all. It was great. I put that on all the time, right? I almost went Flyers hat. Because, well, they're 3-1 and they're playing great. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'd rather be watching the Birds. That's true. That's true. See if that stays true on Sunday Night Football, because the trajectory of this weekend right now is shit in the toilet is what it is, if I'm just being 100% honest with you. All right, we'll run to the phones, all right? We'll mix in some of these reactions. Let's get through it together.
Broads, man, you know, it's one thing to get beat by a good team with a lot of talent, but just piss a game away like this is fucking infuriating. I can live with yesterday, the travel, whatever. They were slow to get off. Fucking Schwarber sets the spark on fire again, gets them going. And fucking Craig Kimbrell blows it away again. I was willing to give it a pass yesterday because the bats didn't support it, but I mean, you fucking blew the game here, dude. And I gotta be honest, I'm not happy with JT either. He's had a couple of moments in this postseason where he is not calling a good game. You got guys who can land their slider against guys at the bottom of the order that are batting 180-something in the fucking postseason. You got guys that can throw 100 miles an hour, throw strikes, blow these guys away. If they catch up and hit it, then good for them. But make them do it. You just give this shit away. Man, I still think they're going to win it. I don't see a way that Arizona takes a series anyway in Philly, but man, it's ugly.
I don't know anymore. I can't make that claim. If you feel that way, you feel that way. I can't make that claim. I don't know anymore. I am fractured, more than fractured. I'm legitimately broken in a billion pieces right now. I'll change my tone after I see Game 6. Game 6 will tell me everything I need to know. But I can't say I still think that. I don't know. And you're right. If 93 can get blown by Trey Turner, then what are we doing with some of these pitches? Kirkeren, slider, walk, slider, off the plate, slider. How about we fucking do something else? How about we do something else? Now, I didn't mind in the 8th inning going to Craig and trying to salvage Alvarado in the 9th. I had no problem doing that. I really did. Because this goes back to a debate I had with the caller. Was it yesterday? Was it the day before yesterday? I don't remember. But they were like, well, you couldn't go to him here. Why don't you flip-flop? Well, if you didn't use Craig in the 8th, that means you would have had to use him in the 9th. And we saw what happened. He got shelled. So he was going to get shelled in the 9th. Alvarado's your best reliever right now. These guys have been abused. It's just going to be tragic when you go to your pen tomorrow unless someone just really steps up. Unless Jose Alvarado and like somebody, Ranger apparently could be useful out of the bullpen. Like it's going to be so unorthodox, but it all stems from pulling Christopher Sanchez out of the game as quickly as he did, and he unfortunately not hesitated, but he panicked. He panicked and went to Hoffman way too early. That's what he did. I'm okay with Alvarado being asked to close it out if you can get through that 8th inning. I didn't mind the flip-flop of the 8th and the 9th. Now, though, there's enough. All right, I said it before. Now with Kirker in, I thought it would be enough information last time that the moment's too big. Now it really is that way. With that said, though, all right, what do you do? What do you do? Because they put up a graphic in the game, all right? So after Strom, Soto, Sir Anthony, Hoffman, Kirkeren were all used, here's what was left. Alvarado, Kimbrel, Lorenzen, Walker. What do you do? Well, now, you put yourself in this predicament. Let's be very clear. You're the reason why you are in that spot where you have that garbage to look at. It is what it is. You have to try and squeeze Hoffman out way later than a 3rd inning. You know what I would have rather lived with? And this is not just hindsight. I even brought this up to somebody before the game began, the contractor, Rick, who's doing a fantastic job on our home here. Big Phillies fan. We talk about this stuff every day. Can't wait to hear what he has to say tomorrow when he comes Saturday morning. He's working Saturday, Sunday here. I'm sure he's going to be thrilled and enamored to break this puppy down with me. But I said, you know what I wouldn't even hate? Start Sanchez, backpack Walker. Now, here was the fear that Rick brought up, and I think it's a very valid point, but I like this idea more than Hoffman. He brought up, well, because the first inning is always a disaster for Walker, if his first inning happens to be the 4th or happens to be the 3rd, does it matter if it's the real first inning or is it his first inning that he doesn't do well? Fair question. Fair question. I don't know. But I know I don't want to blow through Hoffman, which at that rate scored the run anyway that you were trying to protect. Bad job out of Topper. And you can see how every single decision has affected the next one and the next one, the next one for a couple games now. Now, with basically the season on the line, spare me they got to go win in the bank thing. If you lose game, what is that, game 5? Is that game 5? Yeah, game 5. Yeah, okay. And I know, bet them at the bank, blah, 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 they probably would go win 2 games. Not today. I'm not there today. I am so not there today. All right. You know when I'd be there? If they lose game 5, now they're down 3-2 going back to Philadelphia, I'd feel the worst I've ever felt in my life before game 6. If they happen to win game 6, then I'd convince myself they'd win game 7. But I'm not even close to that. Tragic. This is tragic what I'm going through.
Bros, I don't know what Rob was thinking putting Kimbrel in the 8th. I don't know what he thought. Oh my Lord, I don't know what he thought. He should have just put Alvarado. Kimbrel sucks. He sucks. Damn it. I hope Wheeler can do something tomorrow, rally or something, but damn this team.
I don't know what else you do, though. I just don't know what else you do. I don't know what you do. What do you do? You can't ask Alvarado after what he did in game. Sorry, all these games are running into each other for me. What was it, game 4 today, game 3? After he pitched the way they did before, and now you're asking him to do this tonight. He couldn't do 8 and 9. Like, at some point, you got to use somebody. Okay. Before tonight, you had to go to him. You just had to go to him. Now, you can't. There's no justifying it. You can't. Before tonight, and you could say, bro, he hasn't been good for a while. He always is leaky. He always is choppy. You're always sweating it out. Yep. But he's a guy in a late leverage spot in your bullpen the whole year. You have to, like, when you say, why does Rob go to, and I said I wouldn't argue back, and I don't know what else you do tonight. I don't know what else you do. What I would have done is not pull Christopher Sanchez as early, and then maybe Hoffman's available later, or let's say Hoffman's used before Strahm, then Strahm is available later. One of those guys that were used, maybe Sir Anthony or Gregory Soto gets pushed back, so then they could be used in the 8th inning, and then Alvarado can be used differently. That's how I would have changed it. That would have been my method to not get Craig Kimbrell. But once you were in that predicament, there's really no other thing you can do, because if they brought out Lorenzen, if they brought out someone like that, what would we be saying, you know? So, I get it, though. I get it. I'm right there with you, man. Like, let it fly, right? Let it fly. And speaking of flying, you should be flying to the Wells Fargo Center to be watching a hockey team that wins. And, yeah, I'm even going to say the Sixers to go watch Joel Embiid. And maybe if you want to, go to the NLCS at Citizens Bank Park, utilizing my friends at TickPick. It is the easiest ticket spot to buy your tickets, and you get promo code BRODES for $10 off your purchase. It is so smooth. It is so easy to use. And what I love about it is they have the best price guarantee, meaning that their ticket prices will be any of the major competing marketplaces, and they're so confident about it that they've guaranteed it. If you find the same seats elsewhere at a better price than TickPick, they'll give you 110% of the price difference in the form of TickPick credit, and they have upfront pricing. So no more doing the math in your head to prepare for how much that you have to plan on spending on top of the listed price. No. The price you see on TickPick is the price you'll pay at checkout, period. I bought a couple of tickets for some family members. Birthdays coming up. I said, hey, we're going to get you some tickets to the Fly Guys. You're going to go to a Flyers game. And it was the best experience of my life when purchasing tickets on the secondary market. TickPick, I'm telling you, click the link down below in the description right now. It'll send you there. Promo code BRODES. You get $10 off your purchase. It's a no-brainer. So do that. And I know that, I mean, when I tell you I don't think I've seen the Anytime Hotline more filled than how it is tonight, it isn't, but I had so much to say. So I apologize. I know I only got through 2 calls, and I could probably sit here forever and let everybody scream for as long as humanly possible, but it is getting late because I don't know if I've mentioned this or not. The game took forever because there were so many pitching changes, if you were unaware of that. So I apologize for the lack of calls and getting to everyone, but I don't want to think about this game ever again. But unfortunately, all I'm going to do is stay up at night because I'm in pain. I love you guys all so much. You're the greatest people alive. I appreciate you. Let's stay together here. Let's somehow get through this together. I wish everyone the best of luck. Love you guys to death. I'll see you all on the next one.